Okay, so I want to do a video today. Just a quick video. I'm out for a walk and I'm around nature, and it sort of made me think about something that's called getting present to the moment. And you might hear a lot about this while you're sort of like, you're trying to develop yourself. And it was something that I found quite hard to get my head round, but I did in the end. And once I did, it was a very useful thing. It was very useful things to have. So where do you start? What is getting present to the moment? Well, getting present to the moment means not worrying about your future and not worrying about your past, being where you are right here, right now. Now, the analogy that I always use is if you have people, if you had 10 people, someone lined 10 people up in front of you and 10 people behind you, and that person got you to start saying, let's say the 7 times table, and then got all the other people standing in front of you and behind you to start yelling out random numbers, you would find it very difficult to repeat that 7 times table because of all the noise that is going on around you, all those random numbers. You know what it's like. If someone says, oh, like, remember this number, and then someone else says another number, and you're like, oh God, okay, did I have to remember that number, or was it that number? So you imagine 10 people behind you, 10 people in front of you, all yelling out random numbers. That's a little bit what life is like. We worry about what has gone before and what the future lies for us. And we invest too much time and thought into actually do it, like, how can I put this? How to work out what we should be doing. Maybe I'm not explaining that too well. So all your thoughts are and your fears are what hamper you actually being present in the moment, and it stops you being happy to a large extent. Now, if we're sticking with the analogy of people standing behind you and standing in front of you, all yelling these numbers while you're trying to say the 7 times table. What getting present does, it starts removing those people in front of you and behind you. So as time goes on, and as you learn to get present to the moment, what you do is you start whittling away those people. So it goes down to 9 people in front of you and 9 people behind you, then 8, then 7, and you get the idea. Until really there's no one else standing in front of you, behind you, yelling out numbers. And then you could say the 7 times table incredibly easily. So, excuse me. So that's essentially what getting present is. Of course, how do you get present? Well, how I did it is, sorry, I want to go this way. How I did it was I mainly read a book by a guy called Eckhart Tolle, or Eckhart Tolle. I've heard different people pronounce it different ways, but I believe it's T-O-L-L-E. I might be wrong on that. I'm a terrible speller. I'm dyslexic as well. So, excuse me. So, he wrote a book called The Power of Now. You may have heard of this book before, you may not. It's a book I would certainly recommend. If you can get it in a actual physical book or on a Kindle and read it, that would be very useful. I listened to it on audiobook, and the problem I found with the audiobook was he speaks very slowly in this German accent, and I think he's sort of like half German, half Canadian, something like that. And it can be quite hard to listen to. It's really good to go to sleep to. But if you're actually trying to listen to what he says, it's a lot more difficult. So he uses some analogies, so I'll give you a quick one here. He says about if you think about the eagle, if you ask the eagle, what time is it? The eagle will say, well, the time is now, if you can talk. There is no other time. And so I'm going through quite a muddy bit, so I'm trying to watch my step because it's quite boggy around here. I'm coming up to a particularly boggy part. So I will just get past here. So I'm going to do a proper video, a proper scripted video. I mean, this is just, as I'm walking, I've thought, you know what, I really need to sort of just get these thoughts out. Get these thoughts out of my head, and speak to other people about it. Which obviously I've done in the past, but actually sort of like, because I'm doing these videos. Right, now this is a really boggy part, so bear with me. You might have a good laugh. I might go on my arse in the mud. I hope I won't. But, oh, that's very dodgy. Oh. See, not only do you get existential thinking here, you also get a nice nature ramble. And possibly me going on my arse from slipping over in the mud. So, how does getting present help you? Well, what it does is it calms the mind. Once you master it, you stop worrying about the past and future. They don't rule you, which I think is the most important thing. Don't let the past and present actually rule you. And if you do, or you are able to master this, you will find that you have a lot more inner peace. And surprisingly, once you have inner peace, other people notice that. I notice when I'm in periods of great inner peace, because you come in and out of them. I mean, look, we can't all be sitting on a mountain top meditating and chanting. I mean, we live in the real world. So you will phase in and out of being present. So don't worry about that. If you get present and then lose it, don't worry. Just keep working on it, because it'll always phase in and out. So nothing you can do about that. And there's no point. The whole point of getting present is not to worry about things. And so when I am in states of presence, I find people respond to me in a much different way, in a much better way. And I can always, this isn't bragging or anything like that, I can always tell when I'm in a state of presence because a lot of women ask me out. So, because other people will respond to that. So, but that's not the reason I do it. The reason I do it is to give myself peace of mind. It was the real big breakthrough when it came to getting over my depression or getting it under control. Because I don't think that you're ever completely over depression, or maybe some people are. Maybe I just haven't reached that stage. I'm just going up a bit of a hill here. So you don't really need to, be some, guru, or you don't need to be someone who's. I would recommend meditating all the time. Certainly try and meditate every day if you can. And like I say, that's another video. I'm not a meditation expert. I mean, I do it. I don't think I could teach it, but I can explain it a little bit more, which is more what these videos are about. You probably won't get sort of big revelations in these, but it will give you an idea of where to go. And I wish that earlier, which is why I'm doing these videos, that earlier in my life, someone had told me about these things and someone had shown me. So that's essentially what I'm doing here. So I'm going to end the video now. I may add to it, I'm not sure. I'm going to just have a little think about it. And hopefully this has been a little bit useful. Like I said, I'm going to do a proper video. So more mud coming up. I'm going to do a proper video, proper scripted one, which will give you a lot more information. But really, I just kind of want to plant the idea today. So I'm going to go and enjoy my walk, and see you next time. Bye.